Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, The Killer. I don't know, I'm kind of excited. Heard good stuff about this and I had it on. Just came out this week and it's an hour and 59 minutes and 27 seconds long. Or 20, it's an hour, 2 hours long, right? And so I gotta wait till the weekend. I almost watched it last night, but had something to do, so here I am Saturday night. I know you don't care, I'm sorry. But Michael Fassbender is in it. He's an assassin who battles employers and himself on an international manhunt he insists isn't personal. Doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, he's an assassin. That's what I get, right? 6.9 on IMDb. It dropped a little since the last time I looked at it. I think it was like 7.2, but 82,647 people. He's in it. Tilda Swinton. She scares me, man. She can play some great roles. I mean, that is awesome there. Charles Parnell, I recognize as well. Otherwise, I don't know who else is in it, but I'm sure there's other people. But I'm excited. Netflix, if I haven't said that already, it's on Netflix, so you can get it right away and check it out. So it's cool that, like, again, Michael Fassbender. Sorry, I did have a couple of drinks coming into it. It's a Saturday. Come on, right? You know who I mean, right? He played Steve Jobs. And he's a pretty good actor, so exciting. I love it. I love what Netflix does, so stick around. We'll see if it's any good. I'll let you know what I think. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of The Killer. And honest, first opinion off the top of my head, I felt it was dull. I don't know. That's the first thing that came to my mind, and maybe that's what I should start doing, one-word movie reviews. People would probably appreciate that. But yeah, you know, I like Michael Fassbender. It took me a while to figure out, like, there's part halfway through the movie I was like, is he saying anything? He narrates the entire movie, don't get me wrong, right? But his character, was he really saying anything? Like, and I was like, there's so much no dialogue. There's very little dialogue, I'll say, you know, throughout the entire movie besides his narration. You know, so it made me think, like, maybe he does, you know, but very limited dialogue from him, really from anybody else. Ultimately, what happens is, yes, he is an assassin who, and this happens right in the beginning. It's really interesting in the beginning because it's kind of telling the story of, like, what it's like to be an assassin. I think that's what, you know, he goes out to kill people. Maybe that's not the right term, whatever. But that's what he does, you know. And really focused, very meticulous, all that kind of fun stuff. I was like, okay, this is cool. And, you know, the only job we get to see him do, he messes up. So in my book, he's 0 for 1, right? But because he's 0 for 1, somebody goes after his family, right? So it becomes a revenge plot, him going after the people who went after him because he messed up, right? And that's, you know, 2 hours of that. Or hour and 45 minutes. First 15 minutes is him messing up the only job he does. And then, you know, and while he gives you verbally a little backstory, there's really no depth to him. Like, yeah, what he says is, yeah, I was, you know, he uses some baseball. Hank Williams' batting average, 344, lifetime batting average. He's like, I'd be 100%. Would be, yeah, I'd be 100% too if I got a hit every time I got up. He didn't, you know? So that's his kind of like building his backstory for his depth. But that's it then. It's just all forward. And there's a quote in there about, like, the only path in life is the one behind you. Something like that. I don't know. He says it multiple times. Obviously had really no impact on me. But that's it. And then, you know, the family that he went to go back for, or the, you know what I mean, that he's doing revenge for, you only see at the end again. Tilda Swinton, whatever, you know, brief cameo, I'll call it. I'll call her a cameo. So don't go into it thinking you're going to see her. Who I do think is a really good actress. I like her, but she really does scare me. Like, she's, you know, she's that good in a lot of the roles. So, but really, that's it. I mean, like, and it was just like nothing exciting. There's Easter eggs that made it a little bit more fun, and I got tipped off, and I wouldn't have caught it if you know, somebody wouldn't have told me there's some Easter egg credit cards. You know, his aliases. So check that out. That kind of made it fun. I didn't get them all, but I had to Google some. But other than that, I don't know. It just didn't hit for me. I just felt really dull, sleepy, like ugh, you know. And I'm okay with the lack of dialogue and the lack of action. If I would have been, you know, brought into the storyline and cared, I didn't. So there you go. Disappointed. Sorry, I had higher hopes, and I think that happens a lot with the movies that I watch. I get really high hopes for certain things, and it goes down. If I would have went in with lower hopes, I probably would have liked it more. I don't know, or higher expectations. You know what I mean? So there you go. That's what I got. I don't know if I'm helpful or not, but didn't for me. I'm glad I got to watch it. It's on Netflix, and I you know, when I'm hypercritical about these kinds of things, I love the fact that they bring like actors like Fassbender and Swinton onto the screens for us to watch at home with our Netflix. So I love that, you know. But this one, you know, if I'm going to be honest, I wasn't thrilled with. But there you go. So I got. I don't know if I was helpful, but I appreciate you tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.